Maybe the old birch tree is a euphemism for having been obliterated by a train. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Bench's Book Reviews. What's in the box today? Get the right way up. It is a lovely book called Fly Chick Fly. It's by Jeanne Willis and Tony Ross. The chick seems to be some sort of owl chick. Normally, when you hear chick, you think of a hen chick. But not here. We have an owl. Here we go. Fly Chick Fly. Tony Ross, I have heard of. He's an illustrator, I think. So I imagine he's done the illustrations. And Jeanne Willis, therefore, has probably done the words. There's an owl in a hole in a tree. In the middle of the wood, there was an oak tree. In the middle of the oak tree, there was a hole. In the middle of the hole, there was a nest. That's quite common. Oh, it keeps going. In the middle of the nest, there were 3 eggs. In the middle of the eggs, there was an owl. Oh, it's not in the center of... Oh, okay. I thought it was the chick going to be hatching, but it means the owl is sitting amongst the eggs. That's quite a common way to start if you've ever seen Funny Bones. They live down a dark, dark cellar on a dark, dark street in a dark, dark town, etc. So it's fine. It's quite a nice way of setting things up, where it centers our focus on the owl amongst these eggs within the nest within the hole. She sat, so it's a mummy owl, on the eggs all day and night for 30 days and nights. Every dawn, every dusk, Father Owl went hunting to feed Mother Owl. I don't know if that's the traditional division of responsibilities within an owl family, but it's how these people have it set up. When the blossom was in bud, the first chick hatched. When the blossom was open, the second chick hatched. When the blossom fell, the third chick hatched. Were we told there were 3 eggs? We were. Well, that's nice repetition for you, isn't it? I don't know if it's common for the eggs to hatch at rather different times, because the whole blossoming cycle must take quite a while. And here are the eggs hatching, as illustrated by Tony Ross. Okay, so it looks like one of these ones with a fair bit of repetition. Normally people think that's nice for the younger reader, because it means you get 3 chances to figure out what's going on. Here's an owl with some sort of small rodent in its mouth. I guess that's the feed for the young. 10 times a day, Father Owl went hunting. 10 times a day, Mother Owl fed the chicks. That's nice. That suggests that Father Owl has a 100% success rate in his hunting. The chicks grew and grew. There they are. Owl chicks. Some people say that baby owls, or owl chicks, as they're referred to, look a bit hilarious, but Tony Ross hasn't drawn them that hilariously here. When the blackberries were green, it's a funny colour for a blackberry, the first chick tried to fly. She flapped, she flipped, she flopped. Making her way through the vowels of the alphabet there, but she didn't flip. But then she flew. That is nice, actually, because flew, even though spelled E-W, has an oo sound. So you really are making your way through the alphabet. You've gone a, I, o, oo, which is very nice. Vowel progression. Well done, her. I guess blackberries being green means they're not quite ripe. If you knew your nature, you could actually know like what time of year it was, with the blossom being in bud and the blackberries turning green. Like, you could actually know how many weeks or months had passed here. Unfortunately, I don't know that. Here's an owl tumbling down. It looks like it's not flying very successfully. When the blackberries were ripe... Okay, so I guess green means they're not ripe yet. Now they are ripe. The second chick tried to fly. Well, she was also born later. Hatched later. Do you count as being born when your egg plops out? Don't know. He flapped, he flipped, he flopped, then he flew too. Well, that seems to be the process. So that was a she and then a he. So you've got a sister and a brother. And what's the last chick? Is the last chick going to struggle? The blackberries had gone, the leaves were turning brown, but the last chick was still in the nest. Fly, said Mother Owl. Not I, said the last chick. She would not even try. Well, that's quite poetic, that. Fly, not I, she would not even try. That is almost like a poem. Last chick, though, what's up with her? Here she is hiding in the nest. Pictures are quite nice. And they're not spectacular. You must fly, said her mother. You must fly, said her father. She's been ganged up on. Why? Said the last chick. If I fly, the crow might get me. Here's an image of a very dark, shadowy-looking crow. If I fly, the rain might wet me, says get me, wet me. Not too bad. If I fly, a train might hit me, and that's rain to train, I guess. That's the development. Though hit doesn't rhyme with get and wet. My sister flew and never came back. Did she? Well, they're all in the picture there. I don't know if this is some sister of yesteryear. Why would I want to fly? And there's a picture of the owl being hit by a steam train. I mean, you could fly above the train. Trains have fairly predictable heights. And also follow fairly predictable paths. If you don't fly over the train tracks, you should be alright. Avoiding rain and crows is harder. You belong in the sky, said her mother. Your sister is at home in the old elm tree. Okay, so she's explaining that the sister hasn't completely vanished or been hit by a train. Fly, little chick, just try. They're using this try to rhyme with sky. I mean, there's quite a lot of nice rhyme here. Even though it's not written explicitly in rhyme. The dialogue does have quite a nice meter and the sound nice. It's taken care of their words. The last chick clung to the end of a branch. She flapped, she flipped, she flopped. Is she gonna fly? There she's clinging to the branch. And hopped back into the nest. So that's from a flop to a hop. So again, it's nice. It is just follow like a nice pattern. But now it's a rhyme rather than a vowel change. And that is less successful. Time to go, said Father Owl. But the last little chick cried, no, no, no. Again, you've got go and no. They're quite a sing-songy bunch, these owls. My brother flew. They're not saying to-it, to-woo, which I think is fine. They're not making them say noo, 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 which would probably be unnecessary. My brother flew and never came back. Was eaten by a crow or killed on the track. That was a very deliberate rhyme. That was almost a bit too obvious for me. Why would I want to fly? You belong in the sky, said her father. Your brother is at home in the old birch tree. I mean, they could be lying, you know. Parents do tell lies to their children. Like maybe they say, your brother's gone to owly heaven. Maybe the old birch tree is a euphemism for having been obliterated by a train. Fly, little chick, just try. So the last chick left the nest. She crept to the end of the branch. She flapped, she flipped, she flopped. And this time... It's quite nice when they do an ellipsis. And they don't show you on the page exactly what's going to happen. She flew. Oh, so she has flown. Snow came. That's... Even I know that snow comes in the winter. So that shows you kind of how much time may have passed. Crow came. Who rhymes with snow again? Spring came. But what became... That's clever as well. Of this last chick... There's a whole bunch of crows here. So is she going to be in the old oak tree, a.k.a. crow's stomach? Should we find out? In the wood, there is a beech tree. In the middle of the beech tree, there is a hole. In the middle of the hole, there is a nest. In the middle of the nest, there is an owl. She was the last chick to fly, but she is glad she flew, because here is her first chick. She was a third chick, not a first. Well, that was lovely. That's the end. Nice closing. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that is very reminiscent of the start. What kind of tree was it at the start? Did they say? I guess they probably did. Yeah, it was an oak tree. I don't know how true that is in terms of owl behaviour. If each child flies the nest and then goes and lives in a different tree and forms its own nest. The main excellent thing about this book, I think, was the way it wasn't written in rhyme, so it wasn't like dum-de-dum-de-dum, de-dum-de-dum-de-dum, but it was quite poetic. You had a lot of little inter-sentence rhymes, or in the dialogue, something with rhyme. You had snow came, crow came, and the flip, flap, flip, flop flew. So very clever use of language there from Jeanne Willis. I think she's done a wonderful job, because it's very tempting with a children's book to try to make it rhyme, a la Julia Donaldson or someone. But without doing that, so it makes the story nice, but lots of nice repetition and lots of nice, just intelligent use of the words available to make it sound really nice. Without being too sing-songy. The one, was that one, wasn't there? On the track, will I be killed on the track? Where almost went a touch too far. But other than that, wonderful. Not read a Willis before, so do check that out if it's available in your local library or bookshop. And yeah, thank you very much. And I'll see you next time for another of Mr. Bench's book reviews. Bye.